Wow, I'm already at season 3? Time seems to drag on when I'm making these videos, but after a while, it just seems to blur together until I'm left looking back and realizing it's been 4 months since I've started this, and I've probably spent over 70 hours making these reviews. Feels weird to think about, but enough dilly-dallying, let's get to the actual episode. Season 2 left us off with 2 cliffhangers, Capture completely losing favor with Hordak and Shadow Weaver arriving at Adora's bedroom, and Season 3 thankfully does not leave us waiting, gets right into it as it should. I mean, you can't leave the audience with 2 major cliffhangers and not open progressing at least one of them.
Why are we stopping here? This is where we're holding the prisoner. This is your prison?
Just how peaceful were things on Etheria before the war? That Bright Moon, the largest kingdom on the planet, doesn't have a proper dungeon. Must have been quite the idyllic society before the Horde showed up if the monarchy never had need to personally lock anybody up. I think it being this really peaceful, idyllic society,
We removed the cushions. Most of the cushions.
Could help explain why so many gave up on the war so quickly. They were all completely unprepared for the horrors of total war.
Your Majesty, I know Shadow Weaver. I know her tricks. I need to be there for the interrogation.
Adora wanting to be there for the interrogation has a dual purpose. Yeah, she knows the woman better than anyone present, yet
Shadow Weaver could have gone anywhere, but she came here. I need to know why.
there's also the sense of curiosity. Her adoptive mother hasn't been seen nor has done anything for over a month and suddenly appears in her bedroom one night. That's off, and Adora's gotta know what's up.
Maybe this is for the best. Shadow Weaver raised you. She knows how to get in your head.
Glimmer being the voice of reason here when she's used to be the one always disobeying her mother's commands to recklessly run off to prove herself is a short but neat way of portraying a little growth on her part.
We can't risk her manipulating you.
And it's all for a fairly good reason. I mean, we all know how manipulative Shadow Weaver can be. Although Adora trying to race past after she failed her attempt at looking nonchalant is odd. I guess it's to portray a sense of desperation, but it ends up happening before the sequence where she tries and fails multiple times to get into the room where Shadow Weaver is. I just feel like this immediate blitz could have been paced after her first few failed attempts. It would have made a bit more sense than her immediately trying to just run up to the guarded door.
You're in the Bright Moon prison.
This is a prison?
Why does everyone keep... Of course this is a prison.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that. I'm sure it'll eventually become true. The interrogation obviously goes nowhere, with Angela and Casta learning that Shadow Weaver is dying, likely from the exertion of teleporting herself here, and that she has vital information about the Horde, but she'll only share it with Adora for some reason. Meanwhile, Capture wakes up in a cell. Obviously, I mean, where else was that cliffhanger gonna lead to? Her dying? Oh, and to add insult to injury, I think the zoom in on all these lines is supposed to telegraph that she's in Shadow Weaver's old cell?
Catra! 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 I found you!
No matter what Scorpia does, I always find myself smiling. The way she raced across the walkway, yelling Catra's name, then the excited shift in tone when she actually finds her.
How did you get in here?
It's real easy to forget that Scorpio 2 is on the bad guy's side. Seriously, that guy fell to his death. There's no getting around that. Scorpio is so nice and kind, but only to select people, and become a roadblock to her expressing that, and you just become an obstacle to remove, and she will do so without hesitation.
Now, come on, I'm busting you out. Stop it. I never stood a chance.
This has to be one of Catra's lowest moments.
I thought I could prove myself, but it doesn't matter what I do. I don't get to win.
She had all the power, even a bit of the respect she so desired, as well as gleam of what love could have been, yet all that fell apart just so fast.
Shadow Weaver was right.
Yet she seemed to get the wrong message from that experience. Catra was mostly doing alright, but it was her worst impulses and reckless attitude that did her in the end. Plus her pursuit of something that was never going to fill the hole left behind by Adora's quote-unquote betrayal, and instead Catra just thinks she's inadequate.
She's not right. Don't give up yet. I can save you.
Then there's Scorpia here, continuing to justify why I think she's someone Catra really needed at this point in her life.
You really care, don't you? Of course I care.
And I really like how Catcher isn't phrasing this as a question. I mean, note her tone, this is more of a statement of fact, a realization of what was right in front of her since she met Scorpio.
You're my friend. You're everything to me.
Yet in spite of the fact that there is someone here who genuinely cares about her,
Caring about people is what got me into this mess.
but bad past experiences has given her this idea of where caring about someone will inevitably lead to.
Get out of here, or they'll take you down with me.
So she decides to shove Scorpio away before something bad can develop.
Are you stupid? I said leave! Guards!
I do think by now Catra has come to respect and even grown a sense of camaraderie with Scorpio. She just has an interesting way of portraying it because, well, she's not exactly the most stable individual on the planet. And the way they frame this scene with Catra stepping into the light when she realizes Scorpio's care for her, plus Catra's attempts to force Scorpio away before any harm can befall our precious Scorpio gal, then just slowly recedes back into darkness as Catra just sits there to await her fate. This look of acceptance on her face as she just mentally prepares herself for what she knows is going to be bad. Back at Bright Moon.
Dora! Shadow Weaver will try to hurt you again.
You don't know that.
This is after all those failed attempts at getting into Shadow Weaver's room.
I was just like the rest of them, and then I left.
Also, Adora's stated reason for seeing Shadow Weaver is, well...
Because it was the right thing to do. I have to believe that the others can change too.
Okay, where the fuck did this come from? Adora has only ever tried to get Catra to leave the Horde and become better. She didn't even try with her old squad.
I'm strong enough to face her now. I need to know if she's truly changed.
Shadow Weaver is the last person she needs to be handing out second chances to.
If the woman who raised me still has some good deep down inside her.
And how come Bo and Glimmer just accepts it and aids her?
Your Majesties. So, who wants to see a magic trick?
Bo, only Angela's royalty. Casta is just her sister-in-law and a mage.
My Adora.
You snuck into Bright Moon. I want to know why. That's the only reason we're speaking.
Yeah, this is more the demeanor from Adora I was looking for.
To see you. I've missed you, my child.
I swear, being deceptive is just this woman's base personality.
We're past that. Try again.
Clever. From the moment I laid eyes on you, I knew you were different.
Like I said, Adora was just a fancy show dog to train from Shadow Weaver's perspective.
Special? What you always told me was that I didn't matter. I was special only as long as I obeyed you.
I like Shadow Weaver finding out she lacks any control of the situation, and that's about the time when Adora realizes Weaver is dying. And Adora really isn't the ruthless, heartless monster Shadow Weaver tried to make her into, and she transforms into She-ra to try to heal her. And wouldn't you know it, Shadow Weaver was a teacher of magic and can finally show Adora how to do it. Then we cut back to the Fright Zone with Entrapta unintentionally becoming Catra's savior, getting Hordak's portal machine upgraded with the tech they found back in Season 2, and even getting that signal Bo picked up on as well.
It could be the missing something we're looking for. Where's Catra? We should send her out ASAP.
And then Hordak informs Entrapta that Catra's being sent off to Beast Island.
I'm confused. Productivity of the Horde has increased like 400%.
You're confused because not being productive isn't why Hordak is punishing Catra. She has accomplished a lot, but his ire was gained when she blatantly lied about Shadow Weaver and generally refused to admit mistakes, always doubling down and being unable to deliver on any of the lofty promises despite the backing of the entire Horde.
This latest signal is coming from here, the Crimson Waste. We don't have a moment to spare.
Also, for some reason, Hordak doesn't want to send troops into the Crimson Waste. I don't get why. Surely he could spare some guys to go running in there checking it out. I mean, he's so close to getting his portal done. Why not check this one thing out that Entrapta found? It does give him an idea of what to do with Catra, though. Back with Shadow Weaver, it's here we learn a bit more about Adora's power and how it works. It's connected to her emotions, so healing means she has to be at peace, and considering she's a ball of angst, I think I can see why she never figured this out on her own. And it's through that she is able to finally heal someone. It just so happens that someone is Shadow Weaver, unfortunately.
I told you both to stay out of here. She's She-ra, Mom. What do you expect me to do?
I wonder if Glimmer ever realizes the irony of her saying that.
Catra betrayed me, Hordak cast me aside. I want to take them down. You must be Glimmer's mother. I can tell by the way your voice grows shrill when you scream.
Shadow Weaver came here to get revenge against the Horde, but how come she had so little tact and didn't just say that? She was unnecessarily rude for someone supposedly looking to get revenge against the Horde and getting the princesses to help. Anyway, she explains that Hordak is crafting a portal to
bring the rest of the Horde's army.
Then goes on to explain there is a bigger Horde out there in space.
A force so large you cannot even comprehend it.
Gonna be honest here, when I first heard this, I was concerned we were gonna get the Masters of the Universe nonsense, where it turns out the big bad was working for an even bigger bad all along. Thankfully, that isn't necessarily what happens, because oh my god, that would have made me rage.
How stupid do you think we are? She knows the Horde is losing and she's trying to scare us.
Understandable reaction, if a bit strange. Isn't the Horde making unprecedented gains? So what's that about them losing? Also, this leads into getting some damn answers at last about Adora's past, with Shadow Weaver dropping the bombshell that Adora is actually a baby that came out of a portal, being living proof of a larger galaxy. And yeah, almost everyone doesn't believe her, but Adora knows Shadow Weaver enough to book it out of there and soars to Light Hope. The only person she knows can truly confirm or deny what she said. Better late than extremely late, I guess.
It is true. You are not of Etheria.
Knowing what we know now of Light Hope's true intentions and motive,
Why didn't you tell me?
Why are you asking for the clarification of events you witnessed?
I wonder just how much of this conversation is her being genuine or just straight up lying to cover things up. Light Hope says she's unaware of the fact that babies cannot retain memories well, but she's gotta be feigning ignorance here, otherwise she thinks Adora already knew what really happened before she explained her arrival on Etheria, as her being stolen by the Horde and forced to be a soldier for their army, which observant viewers can catch on to the fact that story is off, because in Shadow Weaver's flashback, Hordak seems completely uninterested in Adora, rather disappointed really, and Weaver had to go out of her way to ask to have Adora or she was just going to be placed in a standard orphanage. Then we get another bombshell where we learn that Adora is a living first one.
Did I have a family? Could I go back? A portal brought me here. Could a portal take me home?
Adora is understandably in shock, living her whole life as an orphan and knowing she had a family and life before being stolen away, and trying to learn just why the heck Mara cut off the planet from the creator universe in the first place. Yes, ask these questions. I want them answers, please.
Why did she do it?
It is irrelevant.
And Light Up just straight up tells her that none of what Adora could have had matters anymore, and she's just supposed to wield the power of She-ra.
Don't I get a say in what happens to me? Don't I get a choice?
And this exchange is such an apt moment in defining Adora's challenge against destiny.
No, this is your destiny. You do not choose.
Just how matter-of-factly she says that makes Adora feel like she's just a puppet on strings, not really making decisions, just rolling through the motions of being a hero. I mean, if all this was predetermined destiny, did she really leave the Horde of her own volition? Does any of her decisions matter when it's all predetermined fate? And she storms out and decides to make one.
My whole life, people have been hiding the truth, so I'm gonna go look for answers myself.
Choosing to head into the Dead Zone Crimson Waste to find anything really on Mara and her rationale for stranding Etheria in this empty pocket. Well, Adora's kind of just grasping at strings here, hoping it does something. And finally, we have Catra being walked up, surrounded by people she knows, about to be punished.
I want you all to watch and learn.
Hordak's speech here is mainly just him laying out pretty much what I've been saying he's been mad about with Catra.
This is what happens to failures.
You're the failure.
Her speech about Hordak isn't really her calling him out. I mean,
All you know how to do is hide in your lab.
it is her doing that, but
Maybe that's why you can't defeat a group of teenagers.
she too was unable to stop those so-called teenagers. Really, this entire part of the scene is just one big middle finger before the end, just to be defiant to the last moment.
Save your little speech. There has been a change of plan.
Yeah, Catra would have been screwed had it not been for Deus Ex Entrapta, and Hordak wanting making Catra suffer slowly by sending her into the Crimson Wastes.
It's a total dead zone. Nothing survives out there.
Exactly.
And it appears both Catra and Adora's plot lines are converging in the same location. I wonder if that's going to be significant in any way. This season feels like the fastest to me, but I think that's less because it's 6 episodes long and more that the show dumps a lot of information on you over a short period of time. And I'm okay with it now, but damn was it an overwhelming neck turn when I first saw it. So that was episode 1 for season 3 of Overanalyzing She-ra. If you like this video and want to see more, then hit that thumbs up and the subscribe button, then bell to get notifications about the next episode. I'll try to update this series every Thursday, so please share with other fans, and also check out my channel for my video essays, music analysis, and complex character series. You might find them enjoyable as well.